Welcome in on how to play Texas Hold'em. Let me move these chips closer so you can see them. I hope you can see them a little bit. By the way, white chips, $1, $5, $10, $25, $100. So how this video is going to play out is we're going to go through how Texas Hold'em is played, then we're going to go through the betting process of Texas Hold'em. The whole process. Alright. Two cards are dealt out to each player. Two for everyone. Two for literally everyone at the table. They go ahead and look at their cards. They do not show anyone else. I'm going to reveal them so you guys can see what the cards are. 10 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 8 of spades. Now, why the suits are so important? It's because flush, that's a good hand. It's where you have a hand of all the same suit. So, remember these. In the hands, you can go ahead and slow the video down if you would like, or pause and write this down. I'm going to start naming the hands off from worst to best. So it goes high card, which is you have nothing except for the highest card in your hand. That's the worst hand. And then we have one pair, which is just a pair, which would be an 8 and an 8, for example. And there's two pair, which is an 8 and an 8 and a 3 and a 3. That would be an example of a two pair, having a pair of two different cards. And then it'd be 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind, simple. It's just having 3 different 8s, for example. 1 8 and 2 8s and 3 8s. 3 of a kind. And next up, straight. It's having a consecutive number, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those are consecutive. And that makes a straight. That's a pretty good hand. Next, we have a flush. The flush is having all the cards the same suit. So having 4 other clubs along with this club makes a flush. And then, next up, we have... Hold on, I gotta reel a little bit. Gotta keep thinking. I'm pretty sure it's 4 of a kind. No, full house, my bad, full house. A full house would be a pair of a card and 3 of a kind of a card. So it'd be like an 8 and an 8, a 5, a 5, a 5. You see what I'm saying? Like 2 8s and 3 5s makes a full house. Now it's 4 of a kind, which is having 4 of the same card. So having 4 5s, 1 in your hand, and 4 5, and 3 other 5s laid out, that makes 4 of a kind. And then we got straight flush, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, all with the same suit. That is the second best hand. The best hand is a royal flush. You probably heard of it. But the royal flush is 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Specifically those cards. 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Specifically. No other cards, those. That makes a royal flush. And in order for it to be a flush, it has to be all the same suit. So, 10, jack, queen, king, ace of spades, for example. Those are all spades that make a royal flush. Great hand. why'd I put the cards in the middle of the deck anyways? Once again, cards dealt 1, 1, 2, 2. I only have technically 2 players right now. This is an invisible person. High five. Boom. 2 and 10. 2 of clubs, 10 of hearts. A king and 4 of spades. This is my hand. This is their hand. Then, so, betting is not happening right now. I'm just showing how the game is played. 3 cards are flipped over. This is called the flop. Boom. Right now, with the cards that are laid out and what I have a solid pair of 4s. The other person, 2 of clubs, 10 of hearts, they have nothing. Because it's 4 of hearts, 9 of hearts, and 7 of diamonds laid out currently. 4 and 4 makes a pair. Of course, the cards wouldn't be shown. Once again, I'm going to say that cards would never be shown. They would be hidden to yourself until the end. And then, another flip. 5. So, once again, they have nothing. I still have a pair of 4s. So, right now, I am winning. Another card. This is called the turn. And this 5th card, the river. The river is the final card that ends it. So what is laid out right now is 4 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, and 10 of clubs. What I have right now is a pair of 4s. Boom. The other player has a pair of 10s. Some of you might think, well, that's a tie. They both have a pair. Nope. The other player would win because they have the higher card as a pair. They have a pair of 10s, I have a pair of 4s. They would win. And the goal is basically make the best 5-card hand with your cards and the community cards. The community cards are the ones laid out in the middle. So now I'm going to shuffle the deck and then show some betting. How you bet in Texas Hold'em. This game is not just luck, it's also strategy. This game takes a little bit of strategy. And I'll show you in just a second. 1, 1, 2, 2. Once again, cards would be hidden. Right now, I'm just going to reveal them. King and 2 of clubs. 9 and ace of diamonds. So it would be ante. Let's say the ante is $2. They would put in $2. I would also match them by putting in $2. Of course, it would be small blind and there'd be small blind and big blind, but I'll explain those in a bit. You would have to have more players for those. And if for example they were the big blind, it'd be passed to the small blind, the person next to them, which does half the ante, while the big blind does the full ante. The big blind basically starts it, small blind has to just finish it off. And if no one wants to raise and everyone just wants to match the ante, boom. Then we go ahead and flip. This is called the flop. 1, 2, 3. So what this other player has right now is nothing. This is the flop card right now. The flop cards are these. It'd be the 10 of diamonds, 2 of spades, and 3 of diamonds. I currently have a pair of 2s. I'm winning. Would they know that? No. But they're pretty damn close to a flush. 4 diamonds, 1 more, that's a flush. Great hand. Now, the thing is, they have nothing. Let's say they want to go, like, I'll raise you. So they'll put in 2 just to add some more, because they think they have a better hand than me. Right now, I have a better hand, but that could always change from the next 2 cards. Let's say I go ahead and match. Right now, they're technically what it's called bluffing, which would be lying and trying to think the other player other players have a bad hand while they have a good hand. It's hard. Sometimes it could be hard to tell if someone's bluffing. It could also be really easy. I can't really explain because I've never been to a casino before. I want to go, but I've never been to one. The turn. A. So now, remember, ace is the highest card in the game. They now have a better hand than me with a pair of aces. They want to go ahead and raise me again. They want to go ahead and another 2. I'll match them. And one more. Again. Ooh. Currently, the community cards now are 10 of diamonds, 2 of spades, 3 of diamonds, ace of hearts, and 3 of clubs. So right now I have a 2 pair. A pair of 2s and a pair of 3s. They have a 2 pair as well. Pair of aces, pair of 3s. They're winning. And let's say they check. I also check. At the end, the cards would be revealed. I would be shown. I'd have the worst hand. They would have the better hand. They would win every chip that was in the middle, which is called the pot. Just like that. It's not like a payout like baccarat or roulette. I don't need to teach you roulette, don't worry. It's really easy. Roulette is easy. Place chips on what number you think is going to be rolled. The ball is spun around, you get a payout if you got it pretty much correct. Roulette is really easy. Well, it's not really easy to win, but it's really easy to understand, is what I'm trying to say. Now, craps, that's a more complicated game for most people. So I'll teach that later on. Right now, I'm just teaching this. And this is Texas Hold'em. There's also called an Omaha Hold'em, which instead of having 2 cards to start off with, it's 4. It's the same play, same everything, just you have 4 cards instead of 2 for Omaha. Let's do one more hand. 1, 1, 2, 2. And reveal, they have 3 of diamonds, a 5 of spades. I have a 5 of diamonds and a queen of diamonds. Ante up. They place 2. I'll match their ante, because you have to match the ante in order to play. And the flop is made, because let's say no one wants to raise. 1, 2, 3. Queen of hearts, 6 of hearts, 9 of spades. Right now, I am winning with a pair of queens. They are losing with nothing. Let's say they decide to bluff. They decide to say, yeah, I have a pretty good hand. They try to lie about it. So they go ahead and throw in 3 whites to try to throw you off. Some people would fold at that point. Folding is basically saying, no, I don't want to match, or you quit because you think you're just going to lose more if you keep on betting. So remember, if you think they really have a good hand, fold. If you think they don't have a good hand, then keep going. It's really hard to tell if people are lying or not. Sometimes it can be really easy to tell, sometimes it can be really hard to tell. So I'll go ahead and match because I called their bluff. I think they're lying. The turn. 4 of diamonds. They still have nothing, but they're pretty damn close to a straight. 3, 4, 5, 6. A 7 or a 2 makes a straight, and they would definitely have a pretty good hand. Let's say they decide to check this time. Check, check. Checking is not wanting to bet. You don't have to bet every time cards are flipped. You just have to bet. You have to bet at the beginning in order to actually play. And finally, 5 of clubs. So now I have a 2 pair with a queen and a 5. They have just a pair with a 5. So they decide to check. I decide to throw in 2 greens. We've already tried the bluff. If they fold, they're just calling their own bluff. Most of the time, people who are bluffing would want to call. Or, I mean, if they really, really have a bad hand, they wouldn't. Like, just a high card, for example, they wouldn't want to keep going. Alright, so, cards would be shown. Boom. 5 and queen, 2 pair. They would have a pair of 5s. So, that means I would win, because I have 2 pair, they have a pair. Remember, you may fold whenever you want to, but I'd recommend not folding if you already put in your ante, because you'd look like a massive idiot. And that's how Texas Hold'em is played. And that's how you bet in Texas Hold'em. Thank you so much for watching this one. Next, I don't know, probably blackjack. See y'all.